Hey everyone, Brian from Kindle Autopilot shooting this quick video, and I wanted to show you guys today how I create content for my book in terms of putting that onto an outline so that the ghostwriter that I use will have something to actually follow so you can make a good quality book. So what I'm going to do here is go into the Kindle store, as you can see on Amazon.com. I've typed in a keyword. This is just an example, of course, and in this case it's paleo diet. So what I'm going to do is just scroll down here, and what I've already done is opened up some of these books that I think are good in terms of their sales rank and if they're a bestseller, and open it up in a new tab, as you can see up top. So I've looked at probably 4 or 5 of these books here, and I've gone ahead and just opened them up in a new tab so I can get the right information. So the good thing about this is that I used to spend 2 or 3 days doing research for all my books, and I figured out that I can streamline the process, be a whole lot more efficient, and still get good content into the book. So what it's going to allow you to do is streamline your process, be more efficient, be able to produce more books in a shorter time, but you're not going to be lax on the quality of your book. So this is what I do basically is I'm going to go here and open up this book right here. And all I do is I'm really scanning the description, and initially I'm going to look for bullet point lists that I can use that are going to give me an idea of what the content is. So when we look at this book, here's some of the benefits. So probably not going to look at that initially on my first scan, but here, as you can see, here's some powerful techniques that you'll learn to master. So all I do is just copy those, and then I'll go into my outline, and I'll go ahead and paste these right here. And I'll do that with a couple books. So let's go ahead, and I actually already highlighted this one as well. So we'll go ahead and copy this, and then we'll paste it here. And then let's just do one more for good measure. Let's see if this one has one. All right, this one doesn't really have a bullet point list. The reason why I go for the bullet point list is because it's usually a really quick synopsis, and you're going to be able to make sure that you can actually see it right away. So again, go ahead, I found it here, what you'll find inside. And again, this is just going to give you a broad idea of what you can put in the book outline for your ghostwriter. So let's just say that's it. What I'm going to do is actually look for common themes and then see if I can't rearrange some of this in terms of the actual topics and get some sort of semblance of an outline. Now, you don't have to do that. You could just give something like this to the book writer and say, hey, look, I want you to cover this, this, and this. Of course, you're probably not going to need all these complete sentences, just topics or a couple points here and there is all you're going to need. One thing too that you can do is actually go into these books and look at the reviews. And if you see any, 3 or 2 or 1-star reviews, I'd go ahead and look at those, because a lot of times customers will leave those negative reviews, and sometimes they'll put in that, this book was good, but it really lacked in this area, and maybe it's missing some content. What you can do is just tell your ghostwriter or whoever you're using to write the book to make sure they include that information. If you end up looking at 4 or 5 different books and they all have 1 or 2-star reviews and they're all saying the same thing from a content standpoint, then what you can do is you can actually create your entire book, or at least in your description or in your title, really use that missing content as a way to market your book and differentiate yourself. Because if you can see that, out of 4 or 5 books, everyone's looking for the same content, but it somehow has gotten missed or glazed over, you can use that to your advantage and actually go ahead and create your whole book around that specific topic, or at least market it that way, and that may lead to a successful book and more sales. Now, obviously, there's more that goes into that, but this is just a way that you, again, can differentiate yourself. You can streamline this process, and what this really allows you to do, and what it's allowed me to do, is I can go into niches and pick keywords that I may not know a lot about in terms of the topic, but I can get a real good broad overview of what's going to be included in terms of a content standpoint, so that I can still have a good quality book, because that's the key. I'm not trying to tell you guys to put out something that's just junk. I want you to truly create a book that's going to provide some sort of value for the readers as they're flipping through it and reading it, hopefully gaining some good knowledge and insight from whatever you create. So I hope this video helped, guys. Of course, as usual, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.